Cat cam is up. Get connected in here with Polar Drewski. And we'll get moving here. We're still on a track to try to get to the Soul system, which involves getting a permit and grinding up our Federation rep. We'll see how long that looks like it's going to take. Right now, the rep grinding is a bit slow, but it might speed up once we get a new ship here, which is fairly soon. They're so soft and furry. Kitties. Let's see if I can invite Wing. Should work in theory. Hey, can you hear me? Yo, can hear you. Can you still hear me?
Yep, you're good. Sorry, I was listening to beats and got confused.
No worries.
So, were you in the middle of anything?
No.
What cash reserves do you have?
I have 375,000 credits, which is oh so close to getting a new ship, but I need to get a little bit more so I can have the insurance level.
Yeah. So, we could do data missions. I wouldn't recommend mining. That ship is just too small for mining. Once you get a new ship, you could do that. Do mining. The black box salvage, you know how to do. It's not that much. The other option is to sell that ship and get a small combat ship. And within an hour, you can probably get more than 500,000 credits in combat.
I'm not confident at combat, but I guess... So what ship would you recommend? We could try that since that would be something different. We've been doing black box for a couple weeks.
Yep. So you'll need to get to a place that has it, or that sells the ship. I'm going to pull up Elite Dangerous Database and Coriolis. I think you'll want the Eagle. The Eagle is a small... it's a very small fighter. There is, but it's very nimble. One of my friends occasionally still, like, he's got an Anaconda, which used to be the biggest ship in the game, and he'll still go back to his Eagle occasionally just because it's really fun to fly.
Gotcha.
So you should get one of those. You can dodge pretty well. I mean, you could get a Viper, which is one of my favorite ships. It just sounds sexy, like a Shelby Cobra or something. But let's do the Eagle, since you'll be able to kit that out more easily. You'll have the cash for it.
Can I get one in Arena? It looks like that's... I've got a mission going there. I figure I may as well do a mission on the way, you know?
Yep. And let's see. Station sells Eagle Mark II, reference system Hyperion. The station name is Arena Youth. I do not see it being sold at Arena, but why don't you go there and we'll figure out what you can do from there.
Okay.
The name of the station or the system?
Might be the name of the system. I'll take a look at the station here in a second. Hold on.
Okay.
It's Angle Orbital in the Arena system. Or NG Orbital.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I hear you guys. Being able to work from home is so valuable. It's kind of something that we're missing now at Lanel, where Andrea works. Like, they really don't allow a lot of work from home because of how secure everything is. Polar Brisky, your mic is like hot most of the time right now. I don't know if there's like a voice activity or a push to talk thing. It's not super bad, but we can just hear the static the whole time now.
Okay, let me options audio.
Screw HDL.
I don't quite see where I can change the settings for that. I reduced the gain a bit. I'm not sure if that's the best option.
Yeah, right, propagable. Yeah, we're working on it, Kami. I managed to not have push to talk because I have cool software that like cuts out any background noise, so it just goes silent if I'm not talking. I don't know. I think that Sailor Dan was struggling to find a push to talk option in this game earlier, right?
You can have push to talk. I just would rather not because I'm lazy.
Right.
Miscellaneous. Microphone state, push to talk. Yeah, I see that. Audio.
Whoa, I'm getting interdicted. That was fast.
Audio. Now, I can shift voice volume.
Nice, I avoided it. That was really good. It's hard to do. Alright, system map. Now the software is not so bad actually. It's just Reaper, which is free. As is the compressor and noise reduction stuff. If anyone's interested in doing that, maybe I'll make a Reaper tutorial, like behind the scenes video for folks interested in doing that themselves.
Am I still transmitting all the time?
Nope, that's much better. I don't know what you changed.
I turned my gain all the way down.
Oh yeah, that's way better. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Did you pick anything up for Black Friday, Sornus? Streaming gear. I got this cool new chair. Finally finished building it.
Do you have or have not built it? You have or have not built it yet?
I just finished building it.
Oh, cool.
The box came in last night.
I got an overly sensitive microphone. Yeah, getting a good webcam is nice. I guess I'm fortunate that I spent the money 5 years ago when I bought this.
Yeah, your webcam is great. The C920 is kind of where it's at, but I think yours is even a little bit better than that.
It was an investment in my relationship.
Thanks,
We were dating long distance at the time. And Liz was like, you need a webcam. And I was like, okay, I will buy a webcam.
So I was like opposed to getting one of the goofy racer chairs. This one technically isn't a racer chair. It does have the weird blue back though. But it turns out like to get a really nice, like high quality, comfy office chair, you're looking at about $700. Or you can get the goofy, still like ergonomic racer chair for more like $250, $300 on the Black Friday sale. For some reason, these were on sale and the like, Arrow ones were not.
Yeah, the nice chairs are crazy.
Hey, what's up, Kodiak? How you
But
doing?
there's also not much downward price pressure on them because
Right.
a lot of the people they're selling to are offices or professionals.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. Whereas this one was usually retail $600 and was at like $280. It was quite comfy. Much comfier than my old chair and not made of bonded leather, so there's not black flakes all over the streaming office anymore. There won't be after I vacuum the old ones from yesterday. Yeah, it's a good way to put it, Kodiak.
Do you know what system you're in now?
I am in the Arena Legal Industry System, popping into the Angle Orbital Station. Giant Grandpa Recliner, there you go. Oh, that'd be awesome, Kami. This one's probably competitive. I'm guessing there's like, you know, chairs that are under maybe $100, $200 are probably not so great. And then if you make that jump to like a $200, $300 chair, like I don't think you're going to get way more comfort beyond that price level, if that makes sense. It seems crazy to spend $1,200 on a chair. This was $280 on Black Friday sale. It usually retails for $600. Would not have spent $600 on it, but $280. Andrea got it for me for Christmas. Oh, I should request docking privileges. Womp womp. Doesn't count as exclamation point landing gear. Still not good. Thank you.
No, I was somehow doubting my commands and beam carry over.
Yeah, the commands only work in here.
Student driver.
Only work in Twitch.
Boo.
There we go.
Warning. Landing gear not deployed.
And then I actually forgot my landing gear too.
Landing gear deployed.
Fortunately, they give you that warning right as you're landing. I don't think I've ever like forgotten it so badly that I crashed into the pad. But they make that almost impossible with the little landing gear not deployed message.
Yeah, and if you crash into the pad, you'll bump it. You probably won't kill yourself unless. Oh, you did get shields again. I'm glad. I was
Yay!
terrified when you were at 1% hull with no shields.
While doing mining of all things, right?
Yeah.
Oh god. Come on. Just barely not on there.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Distance is in early access right now. Gotcha.
I don't know. Distance has been in early access for a while, I think, and it's pretty good. I was playing it a couple weeks ago, and for an early access game, it's pretty fully featured. I don't know that it has an enhancer.
Mm.
Oh, are you waiting for the sound clip propagable?
I think he means like for sub-block or on the voting spreadsheet. Which I think is probably fair. It should probably be out of early access before we do it on the voting spreadsheet. I have not a lot of good missions here. There's a boom time delivery of 2 units of polymers to Zoria is the destination. Specifically to Snodgrass Station in Zoria. It's a fun one.
Yeah, take that one. That one sells an eagle.
Cool.
And how much does that get you?
It's like 14,000 credits. Although now I might have enough that after delivering this mission I'll have the insurance if we wanted to get the hauler. But that would be more of the same kinds of missions I'm doing right now, right? Just maybe I could stack more of them at once with more cargo space.
So with the Cobra, which is the medium-sized multi-role ship, you can do anything. And what I would suggest would be like just spending a lot of time in that ship because it's really good. And you can outfit it so that it can carry cargo and do some decent combat and do mining, and so it's really good for variety because you can basically be like, I see a mission, I would like to do it. I don't have to switch ships or anything because my ship is cool.
So Cobra's where it's at, it sounds like.
Yeah, I really like the multi-role ships. If you specialize and decide that you just want to like do combat all the time, you can get a combat ship or trading. But if you're like me and have mission ADD, you can hop around a lot in the multi-role ships.
Sure, that sounds cool. I like the idea of being versatile in this game. At least usually I go for like the put all the points into one thing, really ultra specialized, but I don't like being interdicted as a hauler in this game.
Right? Yeah, no, it's really nice when you've got a decent enough multi-role ship that you can be doing trading missions, and you get interdicted and you just blow the pirate out of the sky.
That sounds delightful. We're going to Snodgrass Station. Oh, that's super close. Convenience incarnate. Last session I started to get a better intuition, sort of, for gravity wells.
Okay. I had a couple suggestions for that I was going to try, but Leif and I didn't end up coming up today. But next week, for changing your controls.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, to change your throttle, do you use triggers?
I use right bumper and left bumper, yeah.
Okay. And do you hold them down, or do you do you tap them?
I tap them down to wherever they're supposed to go.
Okay. Because I was thinking that I don't know if you can set the taps to be a certain amount, like 10% throttle each. But if you could do that, one of the ways I do it is I use my keyboard. So I'll go to full throttle and then tap down 3 times, for example, and that gets me to 70% throttle, which is the sweet spot for approaching stations.
Gotcha, okay. Do I see what percent throttle I'm at anywhere? I don't think so, right?
Not as a value. You can see what your throttle is on the right of your radar, but it won't tell you a percent or anything, which I don't know. I feel it should. It wouldn't be that hard of a thing to add.
Right, or something you could opt into at least.
Uh-huh. And, yeah, the nice thing about this game is you can put all your points into combat or trading or whatever, but you can also just change ship. So the fact that you put all your points into one thing doesn't mean you're bad at the other things, you just need to switch ships.
Sure, that makes sense.
As opposed to starting a whole new character or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I asked this before, so I apologize if you've already answered. When you're approaching a station and dropping, like, you should drop the moment the pop-up comes up to drop, right? You can't get any closer. Gotcha. You basically, the drop button says enter instance, really, is how I should think about it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you want to hit it before you go past the station or get misaligned, because if you go to hit it, and because you have human reflexes, and before you actually hit it, like it disappears, then you get dropped in the middle of nowhere, which is always a bummer.
Yes, that makes sense. This is my first time getting to a station like this, but I can assume from where you are that I want to fly in the top of the thing. Okay, see.
Yeah. If you see the giant ball, the docking slot is on top of the giant ball.
Gotcha.
These stations are several times larger than the Coriolis stations, because that ball at the top is larger than the Coriolis station.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. No,
And
don't
this
hit
thing
the...
is like 7 kilometers long.
That's awesome. That's huge, too. That's like 4 times the size of a Reaper. For some reason, like, the length of a Reaper has stuck out in my mind. It's like my football fields.
But never mind that.
Landing gear
Womp
deployed.
womp propagable. I've been enjoying Ys. Hopefully we don't get too lost in it. Been a while since we played last.
Wonder if this will have... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna summon my combat ships here. I think that we won't have a hard time finding bounty hunting zones around. I looked at the system and there are several rings, so we just want to make sure this is a federal system. If not, we'll change.
Landing gear deployed.
Some issue here. I did have my landing gear out. I was confused as to why it wasn't docking me, so I put it out and put it back.
Tilted?
There we go. White supremacists. Ah, that's actually pretty good. Galactic Kodiak.
So they just changed the six-gun. You can summon your ships to you, and another pilot will come and will drive them to you, and it takes time and costs money. They are garaged in a specific system, but you don't necessarily have to go get them. You used to have to always go get them, and that was a pain. So I'm very happy that you can now engage like a valet service to bring them to you.
So a Cobra cost me 349,000. I have 439,000, so that should be plenty left over for insurance, right?
Yes, but you won't be able to upgrade anything on it.
Do we think that the Cobra is still a good idea then?
No.
Okay.
Get the Eagle, and
Okay.
and we can play with the Eagle for today, and get the Cobra next week.
Does
Or
the
later today if you want.
will I get some money back from selling my hauler, or should I not sell my hauler?
I think you should sell your hauler. You should first go to outfitting
Right.
and sell all the stuff you can off it.
I wonder if they're gonna change that eventually. All right, see ya. Because it's trivial to sell your outfitting stuff, and get a bigger return on investment. So that's one of those things where if it's just like a time effort to do, they should just automate it.
I don't know. They've talked about implementing the 10% cost on modules as well, and people always get really upset because it's already hard enough to have multi-role ships and have to respec them out every time you want to specialize for a different thing. And so changing it would be disincentivizing variety, which seems like maybe not a great idea.
Oh, I mean, I just mean that like if you can get more bang for your buck by selling the modules manually, they should just automate when you sell your ship. It should just give you the full bang for all of your modules, right? Or let you choose to auto sell them. Yeah,
Band Road Trip Simulator. What's that, sir?
it's Final Fantasy 15. I'm not super excited about it at the moment. And the setting sounds fun, but I played the demo for it and just absolutely killed any sort of hype I had for the game. It's also everyone and their brother is playing it on Twitch right now, so yeah, get it when it comes out for Switch, right, Yukiko? I hear that. Kodiak, you could do an SL1 playthrough of Dark Souls. I just did that and it was immensely satisfying. I don't know if you've done that before.
Finish it?
I did, yep.
Damn, that was fast.
It ended up being 16 hours, all bosses.
Okay.
Maybe I should try it. I don't know, Chaos. I'm not being cool about Final Fantasy 15, I don't think. Final Fantasy sort of died with me when Sakaguchi left after 10, but so 11's an exception because it's an MMO, and 12 is an exception because it's Ivalice. It's a totally different team. I actually haven't played 13 enough to give it a fair shake, but what I played of 13 really gave me a sour taste. Tetsuya Nomura. And then 14 is a different team. What do I want to do? Sorry?
You want to downgrade all your internal modules to E.
Okay, I understand now. And E is as low as it'll go, so it'll still sell as far as it can. That's why I won't let me sell it right now, I guess.
Correct.
I'll have to check it out, Chaos. Can you post the link to it in Discord? Alright. Eagle. Exchange current ship. You have too much cargo to move to this ship.
Go sell your cargo. Or did you have a mission that you needed to turn in?
No. Let me see what's going on. I must have done something goofy here. Let me look at my cargo bay. I might still have some stuff from mining earlier. Yeah, I got a bunch of bullshit from mining. Can I just sell that stuff instead of dumping it?
Yep.
Ooh.
Just go
Commodities
to the
market?
commodity screen and you can sell it.
Okay, cool. How do I know again whether I have it to sell?
It's in the cargo tab. It'll show
Oh, there we go.
the cargo column. Sorry.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No worries.
Telemetry. Got it. Oh, is it not on YouTube or something, Chaos? When you say movie, I assume you just meant like long cutscene. Is there like an actual film that you have to pay for? Exchange currency. Drones cannot be transferred between ships. Okay, cool.
So you'll have to go to your cargo on the right side on the inventory screen, and there you should be able to get rid of it.
I just have to discard them, it sounds like.
Yeah, they're only 100 each, so you're not losing much.
Gotcha. Discard. We're almost there. Whoa, we're not there. Legit movie? I didn't know that was a thing. It shows how much I've been paying attention to Final Fantasy 15. Eagle. Exchange. Yes.
Did it work?
Standing by.
Good.
First try.
Every try.
Yeah. Modern fantasy RPGs are fun, so I like a game like Earthbound so much. Oh, the chatty party members? Boy, I guess it doesn't surprise me with Tetsuya Nomura. Yeah, their names are pretty dumb. The Kingdom Hearts games are really good, and Polar Brewski, I think you and Liz should play them at some point. But like, the guy who makes them is ridiculous. The way he titles things, like it's not called, Kingdom Hearts 2. It's called Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Mix Prologue or some stupid shit like that. It's like 2.8? Are you serious, dude? Yes.
It's hilarious.
Final Chapter Prologue.
Have you seen the titles for Mr. Robot? Like all the episode names they've got like .mkv at the end, and they're all sorts of gobbledygook. Like they look like something you would download off a torrent site, but that's the official title.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Okay, what are you doing?
Flying out of the station without a mission. Woohoo! Alright,
Or guns or anything. However, you can see that it handles quite a bit differently.
It does handle quite a bit differently. Actually, much better than the hauler, which makes sense.
So this is the most maneuverable ship in the game. Its maneuverability is a 10. I think the haulers was a 6.
Gotcha.
And the lowest ship is a 2.
I can really feel it here.
Yeah, the Mr. Robot titles are cool. I want to play the telephone game for Mr. Robot. Apparently they made a really good one. Where like you're in the universe and you're getting like texts on your phone and shit, and you have to figure out what's going on.
I need to get a handle on whenever I upgrade a ship that I like immediately have to outfit it. I guess that makes sense, but
yeah.
So
have you ever played a game like World of Tanks or something? Because I don't know, there are enough games where when you upgrade or when you get a new ship, it's immediately like get rid of all the really bad E modules.
Working on it, Luigi.
But that's also the idea, because you have like 300,000 cash, you'll be able to get some decent gear.
Gotcha. That's why we're doing this instead of the Cobra with nothing.
Right. Because flying an E-rated ship is usually not fun.
Right. Yeah, I can hear that DP San Yukupo.
gun, but I haven't played it in like a year. What happened? Did it like kill your video card or something?
Yeah, I'll probably end up playing Final Fantasy 15 without watching the movie or anime. Yeah, Kodiak. So what should I be upgrading here?
So first off, go to your core modules and see how big a power plant you can get. It'd be really nice if you could get the 2A.
I can do that, but it's gonna... Let's see, how much was looking
Get the 2B for now.
I have 550,000 credits, and the 2A is 160,000. You still think 2B?
Yeah, do 2B for now.
Okay.
We can see if you need to upgrade it later. So on the bottom of the screen, those bars show how much power you're using, and our goal is to fill that up.
Got it. All right. And what else should I be looking at here?
So go to thrusters and see if you can get maybe 3C.
Okay.
I think should be affordable.
Yes, very affordable. Should I want to go higher than that?
Probably not. It's 140 for the next set.
Okay. Got it.
A 3C frame shift drive will also work well.
I know that like the letter means quality. What does the number mean again?
That's the size.
Size.
So you could get a smaller frame shift drive, which would be terrible for your ship.
Gotcha. Okay, so thrusters, power plants, frame shift drive, anything else? Weapons, probably,
You
right?
should get 1D life support
Okay.
and 2D sensors to save weight, and a 2A power distributor.
Okay.
And then that should be all for this screen, unless you have a lot of money left over.
I have 342,000.
Go to your utility mounts and get a kill warrant scanner, probably the 1E, because the 1A takes too much power and it's too expensive.
I remember that. Holy shit, it's 1,000,000 credits. Wow.
Yep.
That was in the tutorial. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Go to your weapons, and for your, I think, let me look at when you have your hard points open, click on that top weapon. Yeah, get a beam laser there, gimbal. I think you can afford it. I'm not sure how much it is.
How do I know? Oh, is there like a little icon that says it's gimbaled? I see. Fixed
Sorry,
versus
the
gimbaled. Got it.
Looks like yeah, the fixed has a target, the gimbal has a little, like, armillary sphere, and the turret has a tiny turret.
Gotcha. So gimbaled laser, got it.
Yep.
Which
And
means I
the
don't have
other
to aim
two
as
get-
much.
Yeah, the other two get gimbaled multi-cannons
Okay.
for daka 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 daka.
Which are just called cannons?
No, multi-cannons.
Oh, I see them now.
So multi-cannons are like a Vulcan chain gun or minigun. Cannons are like you're firing a large cannon. And a fragment cannon is like a giant space shotgun. It's amazing if you can get in close range, but it's ineffective unless you're like really close to a ship.
I can hear that little deep piece. That's good to hear. Yeah. I'm sure I think maybe me coming at it with such negativity will hopefully improve my enjoyment of the game, right? Not going into it all ultra hyped, I think it's going to be amazing. Alright, I've got 2 multi-cannons that are gimbaled and a gimbaled beam laser.
Alright. Go to the optional internals and get a 3C shield generator.
Okay.
And you're done.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure.
Then I'll look for a mission piece.
Although you should probably put a mostly harmless sticker on your ship in the livery screen.
Very good.
just so people know what they're running into.
Do people actually... There's no way they can see that, right?
It's really hard to. You could. Also, we'll mainly be fighting NPCs.
Alright, let's see. So now that I can do... Is it assassinate? Are those the missions?
You don't want to take assassination missions. We may not do missions at the moment. Look at the top tower. Are they Federation?
Federation. League of Zorian Nationalists is the one at the very top, and it doesn't give me more details than that.
Okay. So we're going to want to find, I think, another system near here that's run by the Federation, where we can bounty hunt, because bounty hunting always supports the biggest, the top faction.
In that area, do you know a good system to pop to?
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there are any nearby ones. I'm going to check out.
Landing couple are disengaged. You are clear to leave.
Oh man, maneuverability on this thing is great.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It sounds Deep Peace and Chaos like the Final Fantasy 15 movie can get you excited about the story, right? It's designed to do that, not to be like filler. Because I feel like a lot of that external content stuff often feels like filler. But if it's exciting to watch, I'll see if I can check it out. It might be cool. I probably can't stream myself watching it. Maybe I can do like, if you want to watch it with my commentary, sync at this point like they do with Rift Tracks or something.
Landing gear retracted.
So you should, when you have a sec, go into your fire groups on your right.
Yeah.
And I would probably put all your guns on one fire group
Okay.
and everything else.
Discovery and different one. Okay. Now, we're putting all our guns. I need to put different numbers on them, right?
You could. How easy is it for you to change fire groups?
Not too bad.
Are you used to doing that?
Not really, but I could
Okay.
maybe get used to it.
Gotcha. So, if so, then you would put your multi-cannons on 2 and your beam laser on 1.
But don't I want to be able to shoot the laser and the multi-cannons at the same time? Is that part of the point? Or do you mean 2 like row 2 or column 2?
Sorry. In fire group 1,
Uh-huh.
which is column 1, you can have your beam laser as 1 and your multi-cannons as 2.
Okay. And that means, got it. And then my fire group 2 just has basic discovery scanner and kill warrant scanner, so I just need to pick which one I want. Probably kill warrant is 1, discovery is 2.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. That's good to hear, DP and Chaos. Yeah, I'll see about it. I can probably do a live thing in Discord, but I might see if I can record something where I say, hey, you know, when you see this happen in the logo, press play, if you wanted to hear my commentary without actually seeing any of the movie video. Alright, let's see. Holy shit, are Sean Bean, Lena Headey, and Aaron Paul in the game, too? They got real voice actors? Or, I guess, you know, non-voice actors. Cool, so where are we headed next?
So I am flying to a system which I suspect will have some good bounty hunting in it. It's got a complicated name, but if you just look on the galaxy map, you should be able to see a green icon where I am.
Okay.
That's your friend.
Yes. G19028.
Just jump there. Yep.
En route. That's awesome. Yeah, you're selling it on me.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'll look into it.
This has 4 ringed planets, 3 of which have stations around them. So I'm hoping that at least one of those is mineable.
Mm.
We'll see when I get near. They are a bit away. I didn't realize that.
So how do you find warrants just flying around? Are there just lots of NPCs everywhere? Because I was not expecting to be that
Not
many.
really. What I'm going to is I'm going to planets with rings, because that's where there will be mining sites called resource extraction zones, and where there are miners, there are pirates.
Gotcha.
And so we go find the miners, and there are constantly NPC pirates coming in to try and attack the miners. And there will also hopefully be some police there. So we help out the police killing the pirates, and we don't get in too much trouble because the police are there to back us up, and they give us lots of money for helping them.
Gotcha. Get as many tags as you can.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Cool beans.
And so I'm currently heading out to G19028A2. If you open your system map, you can see it's the second ringed giant. And the reason I am going there, oh, that has icy rings. It still might have miners. It's because it's got a station orbiting it. And so once we get bounties, we can go to that station and turn them in.
Okay. Second gas giant. Got it.
And the first gas giant, it has 3 moons, and there's a station on one of the moons, but I don't really feel like teaching you how to land on a moon.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I do have... So I bought Horizons, if we ever want to do some of that content. Do I have to do anything after... I just bought it, and it should be on my account now. I don't know if there's any way I can trivially tell whether it's working or not.
When you go to outfitting, see if you have a planetary approach pack in your optional internals. Since you bought Horizons, it should just come installed on all your ships.
Gotcha.
And only the weird racers are strange enough to ever sell it, because it has no weight and is only worth 500 credits, so typically nobody will ever sell it. But we will, because it enables us to actually skim closer to the planet without dropping out, so we can do planetary braking faster.
That's interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll have to check that next time I'm in a station, right? I can't look to see if I have that right now. Don't think.
Correct. Oh, actually, yeah, you could go into your modules, and it should be... No, it's not showing up in my module list. I guess you can't see it. But usually, yeah, it just gets applied to your account, so it's not that hard to track.
I know that feel, Yukupo. Kitties are being cute. Turn on the cat cam.
Okay. So I found a resource extraction site that's low, and that's where we want to start. Low essentially means it's low activity. So we're going to go in there, and you can follow me. I'll turn my wing beacon
I
on,
need a wing lock
so
on
then you can engage nav lock.
Yeah.
You'll drop on me when I drop into it.
Okay, gotcha.
Man, this is kind of a crazy system. So it's a binary star system, and we're at the second star. Around that star are these 2 gas giants, which are orbiting each other. And I think they're orbiting the star as well. That's crazy.
Are they actually orbiting? Like, do they move? I mean, it'd probably be imperceptible in our time scales.
Yep. Some people have done like time-lapse videos that show that actually happens.
That's crazy. Wow.
Like time-lapsed a week. And yeah, they do move on glacial timescales.
That's crazy. I'm surprised they even went to the trouble of simulating that.
Yeah. Well, the original creator, David Braven, is just this giant nerd. Next time I'm over, I'll show you some of the videos of him. But like, they added geographic features like fumaroles and geysers in the latest patch. And there's just a video of him like geeking out about that for 5 minutes. And they don't really even do anything. They mainly just like look pretty, and you can go poke them with a stick. But he is just like, it's
Super
so
stoked
realistic,
about
and we
it.
modeled like, yeah, the subterranean geography of the planets and whatnot.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
dude, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you.
Should I try to target you? I mean, I have you nav locked right now. I don't really have the intuition for how navdoc really works. I think it's just if you drop into an instance within a certain distance from me, I auto drop into it with you.
Yep. So you want to be heading towards wherever I am.
Okay, let me see if I can find
Because
you.
currently, like, I'm in, and I suspect you're at the wrong planet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to a different one because I saw that it had resource extraction, but I'm at G190.28
let's see
Alpha
now.
3, and you're at Alpha 2.
On my way. "22 light seconds away." Okay, got it. Moving in the direction of your, if I have your wing signal in the center of my screen, I'm going the right way.
Yep, you just go towards that. The only reason you might not go straight towards that is if there's a planet in the way and you go around the planet. But you will get some very pretty scenery too.
Cool. Don't know they would ever add the ability to destroy planets in this game.
That would definitely not be given to players. I don't know. I'd be kind of interested if NPCs would ever do it. Like, we're pretty sure aliens are coming. People have different theories on like what will happen. Like, will all of civilized space be destroyed? It seems possible.
Now, did I just drop in with you as intended, or did it drop me out because I got too close? I think I might see you.
Do you see me?
I think so. It says you're like 25 kilometers away.
Yeah, so you may have gotten too close to the ring, or you might have come at it from the other side of the ring. But if you come towards me, there are many people here, and it shouldn't take you that long.
Okay.
You can put more power to your engines and boost to speed it up.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna look up Xbox One controls PC Elite Dangerous. So that I can, because you're gonna probably need to learn a few more for combat.
Hey, what's up, Leon? Well, my ears, so I'm not running on speakers, they can't hear it. Those seas that are mining right now. Oops, overshot.
Can you reach your keyboard?
Yeah.
Okay. So from the controls I'm looking at, there isn't an easy target your wingman's target. However, 7 targets your wingman, and then 0 targets wingman's target. So once you get close to me, which you are, try hitting 7-0.
Done.
Okay, and so you targeted him. And we can see that he's mostly harmless and he's clean. So I'm I'm just going to select targets at first, and I'll teach you how to do that in a bit.
Okay.
But first, we're looking for some pirates. And so I'm just going through the list of everybody in here, looking for ships that might be wanted.
And you're doing that by using your kill warrant scanner, is that right?
Not yet. And so the direction I'm heading, I'm seeing some lasers over here. So I know there's combat, and generally where there's combat, there's a bad guy.
Okay. Come on.
And so if you hit 0, and that bad guy died before we could get to him.
Gotcha.
That is one of the problems with having the high police presence.
Mhm.
But there's still more combat over there, so I'm going to keep heading over there.
Sure.
Because that means there's probably more bad guys. We are doing bounty hunting, Leon.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, Cat, how's it going? No, CatCam doesn't need a cooldown. It is subscriber restricted, and they're welcome to pop it as much as they like. So long as there are actually cats there. Alright, so I guess you're gonna do it for now, but you're gonna teach me later how you're quickly finding and scanning them, right?
Yeah, you could try now. So, to target the next ship, you press A and left. And so when I'm scanning, when I don't see combat, I'm just hitting that again and again.
So you're
And
like
whenever I
tab
come across-
targeting.
Right. Whenever I come across a ship I don't have info for, I turn towards it and wait for it to scan, and I see if it's wanted or clean or not.
So like there's a Sidewinder that I don't have info for, does that sound right?
Yep. So you look on your radar, and you can see where he is, and point at him and see if he's a bad Sidewinder or not.
Now, am I getting the benefit of your scanning as well?
I think you should.
Yeah,
We
it's,
generally share info.
it says mostly harmless, clean. Okay.
Yep. So all you're looking for is clean or wanted, really.
And wanted is the only thing we're really looking for, right?
Yep. And since there's nobody that seems to be wanted at the moment, I can go through the entire list and not find anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to head back towards the resource extraction site, since that's kind of the center of the NPC activity, and wait for somebody to show up.
You didn't put the command in, there's an exclamation point at the end of it, bucket.
Okay, so if you look, I've got a Sidewinder targeted now, so if you hit 07, you'll see him, and he is wanted.
Okay, I
So
see
you can go
him.
ahead and use your kill warrant scanner on him,
Mm-hmm.
and once you scan that fully, you will get extra money for killing him.
Ah, okay, I see.
And that is also shared, so that if I scan him, you will still get those bonus credits.
I see.
And so when you're ready, you can switch fire groups and open fire on him.
Hold on, I'm trying to scan him again, I lost him. I
Yep.
think I have him targeted, but... Why did I lose?
Did you fly past him?
Yeah, hold on. I see the nav ball, but... It was a solid nav ball, but so I should have been staring right at him, but I don't see him.
Yeah, so I generally use the nav ball to get him on my screen, and then I actually look at the ship.
Okay, I'm seeing if I haven't found him yet.
Okay. He's up and behind you, I think. On the radar, you can see little caret marks on the side of him, the angle brackets.
Mm-hmm. There's so much stuff on the radar, sorry, I'm seeing if I can find him here.
It's okay. Yeah, and Leon has a good point. The nav ball won't help you with ships.
I thought it did at one point.
I don't think so.
Hold on, you still have him targeted, right? Now I see him.
Okay.
Morbid more bread?
Quick. I think the cops are closing in.
Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah. There you go. And so he turns pink because he's now our enemy. And he's slow, so you may want to back off your throttle once you get near him. And his thrusters might currently be dead.
How risky is it that I'll actually accidentally shoot one of these many other ships in the area? Is that
Fairly
significant?
unlikely as long as you've got this guy targeted.
Gotcha.
They would have to fly in between you, and you'll generally it won't trigger on the first shot. It'll take a few shots. So if there were other people nearby, you should worry. But there
Gotcha.
probably aren't. So that was a pretty small bounty, because it was a pretty small ship. So 2,000. So we can now keep tap targeting and see if there's anybody new.
Okay.
And this is probably going to be slow, or comparatively slow at first, just because we're in a low one, because we don't want to get overwhelmed.
Sure, that makes sense. Let me try to get more used to finding you. I've gotten addicted to the nav ball, so you can never get a ship target you have selected to show up on nav ball. That's only ever on the radar.
It's on the radar, and you're looking for those little brackets. Or if you're looking for me, you can just look for the hollow one.
Sure.
There's probably not going to be any other players.
Right. The chance of that is quite low.
Yeah. Okay, there's some combat. So when you come near me, I've got an ASP Explorer targeted that we can kill.
Okay, I
That's
see
a
him.
significantly larger ship. It shouldn't be that much of a threat to you because you've got good shields, and he's going to have a hard time. Let me know when you've tagged him.
Yeah, I'm working on scanning here first, right?
I already did the scan, so you don't need
Okay.
to do that.
I got him.
Nice.
Target shields offline.
There's 38,000 credits.
I didn't get anything that time. Any idea why? Or nothing popped up anyway.
You probably didn't shoot him until he was already at 0%.
I see.
So there's another guy nearby. Oop, not anymore. Man, so many police. This is a safe neighborhood.
Right.
I mean, comparatively safe. It's like if you had the National Guard just going down the street in tanks.
Might be a little worried, but you don't have to worry too much about pirates, I guess.
Right.
Piss off the National
It's just
Guard.
kind of amazing that they still show up. Okay, here's another one over here.
Okay. You got it targeted already. It's a novice wanted ASP scout.
Yep.
Okay.
So you want to go ahead and tag him.
Okay.
Don't worry about scanning him. I'll scan them for now.
Okay.
We'll
Thank
share
you.
that.
Do you have a better scanner, presumably, too?
I did not. The better scanner I could afford, but it actually takes up so much power that I couldn't mount it and still have weapons that turn off.
Gotcha. Oh, I see. So that was like 8,000 credits for very little effort. I understand.
Yep. And so if you can do one of those a minute, you can start making significant chunks of money.
Right.
And the last guy I got was 38,000. So depending upon how daring you're feeling, you can get more and more. So there's these. The site we're currently in is low. There is no medium. You can go to high, and we might go to high pretty soon because this is getting somewhat boring. And high also has lots of police. It's just got lots of pirates too.
Gotcha.
The one to avoid is hazardous because that has a ton of pirates and no police, and the pirates will open fire on you without warning. They're
Oh, great.
highly aggressive.
Sounds amazing.
It's super fun. I mean, people have essentially made a game of it. Go into a hazardous RES and see how long you can last before you need to jump out. Okay. Now here's a big one. So if you come over here, I've got a Python selected. The Python is a pretty large ship. I think it's around 800 tons. Probably more like 1,000. Your Eagles may be 80 tons.
Wow, okay. Gotcha.
Yep. So you can see how I'm gonna. Oh, there it goes.
6,000 credits. Very nice.
How much?
6,000. That's like an entire stream session of
Yep.
doing hauling.
You see why Leon did This is bounty hunting, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
lucky. Now, the interesting thing is, it kind of has a cap on it.
Okay, I was
You
gonna
can get
say.
a better and better combat ship, but the pirates only spawn so fast. So it's like great early game, but later game it becomes boring. And
Hauling catches up again. I feel like hauling is. I like the
Oh,
space
hauling-
trucking element, but
Hauling eventually becomes the best credits per hour for everything. Got a federal dropship there.
Wait, I see an adder is wanted. It's the one you currently have targeted.
I've got a
Oh,
dropship
shit.
targeted. You can probably kill the adder if you want.
Okay, let me give it a try.
Okay, I will come after your target. I am 30 seconds away, so don't die.
Okay.
I think you'll be fine.
Target shields offline.
Wonder if I can ram him.
Try not to shoot you.
No worries. Yeah, so you killed that guy all on your own. I didn't need to help with that at all.
Okay, cool.
You are now competent at bounty hunting.
Huzzah. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
What's that?
I flew into an asteroid for the first time. I'm being a lot less cautious now since I have more than 1% hull and shields.
Right. And you have a maneuverable ship.
Right.
Yeah, so usually in this, it pays to look around for laser fire before you begin tap targeting. Because it's a faster way to see.
Sure.
And because the police, oh gosh, okay, so this is fun. If you follow me, there's a wing of 4 pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Now 3 pirates.
On my way. How are you telling that there's so many of them?
So what it shows is in the lower left, when you have somebody in a wing selected, it'll show in wing 2 out of 2.
Okay, hold on. Let me try targeting. Oh, I see. In wing 2 out of 2. Gotcha.
That guy's the Federal Security Service.
So don't attack him. Okay, got it. But the adder, he's
If
gone.
that happens, if you get wanted, it'll show that in your lower right above your fuel gauge, and you just start running out of the asteroid field, put your weapons away, and jump into space.
Gotcha. Does that aggro stick around? Does the game remember that I accidentally shot somebody? People get
You
pissed
get
at
a
me later.
bounty for a certain number of minutes. If you didn't kill somebody, if you just shot them, it'll generally be 5 to 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
If you killed somebody, it'll be longer. I'm not quite sure exactly how long.
So looking for laser fire. I see how you have to be pretty quick to take advantage of this, like...
Yep. There's I've got somebody wanted, a federal assault ship.
I'm coming.
And you want to make sure to try and stay behind this one if possible. Because he is an assault ship. He's got a fairly decent loadout.
Okay.
Fortunately, the police should distract it so you don't have to worry too much about getting hit by him. He's taking quite a bit of beating.
3,000 credits. But I also took like 50% hull damage because I wasn't careful. Or by the time you told me to be careful, I'd already not been careful.
Okay. Yeah, so you've got all your points to your shields. You're letting them build back up. So now would be a good opportunity since you're below half. You can go to your nav menu on the left side and select Townshend Enterprise, and we can go there and turn in these bounties. Because you
Sure.
actually don't have those credits yet. You've got a data file that says, I killed this pirate, give me this amount of money. But if you die, that data file dies with you.
I see. Gotcha. That's interesting. Now, it's on the plane of the ring, so I need to fly out of the ring in order to get into Super Cruise, and then I can try to target it, right?
Correct. Because the ring is it's got its own gravity. So you're trying to fly away from that to escape mass lock.
Gotcha. Cool. We'll be playing Elite Dangerous today for about another hour, and then we're starting Star Wars Knights of the Republic. I eventually would like to play the Old Republic MMO, but I feel like it's really important we play through Knights of the Republic 1 and 2, since they're canonical to the MMO. So we'll be doing that on Freeplay Day for a while. Stay tuned for that. Oh, they're really... Have you played Knights of the Republic before?
No, I've heard so many good
Dude,
things about it.
it's...
I feel I may have tried one at one point, and I wasn't dedicated enough and got put off because it was really old and clunky.
Yeah, they haven't aged very well, but I think that Knights of the Republic 1 is like the best Star Wars story ever written. It is Star Wars at its best. It manages to like harken back to things like the original trilogy without being set during the original trilogy or like being super obvious about it, if that makes sense.
Have you played the Jedi Knight series?
They play Jedi Knight 2. Those are really good too. Is that Kyle Katarn?
Dark Forces, yeah. I really like Kyle Katarn's story and Mara Jade.
Yeah, very clearly D&D 3.5 and a clunky 3D engine. It would be great if BioWare ever did like an HD remaster for it.
That would be awesome. I would play that in a heartbeat.
It's particularly clunky on PC, unfortunately, because it was an original Xbox game, and there's no gamepad support for it on PC. Empire Strikes Back is quite good too. I do really like Empire. Of the movies.
I should have a wing beacon app if you want to drop on me at the station to save time.
We'll see how it goes, Sornus. I tried to get Andrea to play it, and she couldn't because it was too old. But I requested docking.
Docking request
There we go.
granted.
Landing pad 2. Here. Yeah, I'll be doing the fan remaster, I think, of Coder 2 because Coder 2 is amazing, but it wasn't finished. Obsidian is not great at finishing games. I would like to... I've never actually played through the thing that restored all the missing content.
Oh, right, because some player group made that, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fan remaster. Is there a remaster of 1?
There's a bunch of different texture packs you can get, but nothing that's like that fully featured. 2 is an unfinished. Like Coder 1 is a finished game. Coder 2 is not finished. It's missing a lot of stuff, especially in the end game. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily age either, because like I feel like NES and Super Nintendo games in particular are timeless, even though they're technically older than Coder 1. I think it has a lot to do with 3D games in a certain era are more likely to age poorly than, say, like Chrono Trigger or like Super Mario World.
I'm also really happy with how. So there are a lot of currently shitty retro games, but there are some really good ones too. Maybe tonight we can play some Enter the Gungeon, but I've been trying that and it's just really fun. I'm curious how the co-op is.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. That sounds really cool. Okay, so I have to go to contacts.
Yep.
Yeah, redeem all bounties. Right.
So that will give you rep with the local federation.
Now it says, okay, it says faction state boom. Oh wait, never mind. That's something different. That's saying that there's like a bonus for doing missions here. That it's booming. Is that what that means?
Saying the economy is booming, so they'll tend to pay more. We can also go to the mission board, and there probably won't be any interesting ones, but sometimes there are missions to like go kill pirates.
Okay.
I don't see any at the moment.
That's not assassinate though.
No, assassinate is go kill a really hard NPC without help.
I see. Not even without like other players.
No, you can have other players. Like I could come with you.
Uh-huh.
I don't see any at the moment, but if you want to do one, I'd be happy to.
Alright, so the main reason coming here was getting our credits and repairing the hull. I guess we can get back at it in the gas giant.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is go to my nav menu on the side, and I'm going to choose not quite the nearest resource extraction site. I'm going to choose the second one, because the low one was a bit slow, and you seem to be catching on quick, so we can go to the medium one, and
Okay.
it'll still have police, and it's not even a high one, and it's definitely not a hazardous one. So it actually is a medium. I just forgot it, because it's not labeled medium.
Oh, it just doesn't have a label. Okay, gotcha. So it's the one that's 1.10 light seconds away from the station?
Yes.
Okay.
Sarnas, there are FFG Star Wars games, like Force and Destiny and stuff, or are you thinking of a computer game?
Yeah, I was a sandwich artist, Yukupo. I worked at Subway. It was my teenager job. It's super frustrating. Totally know what you mean. Come on, let's not mince words here. Like, I'm not going to love Subway. I'm going to work at Subway because I need a paycheck. You can't do this office space pieces of flair shit.
Yeah. Well, there's also, I feel, some sort of,
Landing gear retracted.
there's a difference between being cutesy and being accurate. Like, I'm fine with calling garbage men sanitation engineers. Like, that's a technical description. As opposed to pet parents or sandwich artists. Like, you're not really a sandwich artist.
Right.
You're a line chef or a cook or whatever.
Engage.
Okay. That would be really cool, Sarnis. I just don't think you could do that, especially with how free-form the FFG Star Wars games are.
Just confused the shit out of myself. I thought I jumped into Super Cruise and then immediately dropped out of it. Come on. We're going to... What's the target again on the system map? I'm sorry.
It's not on the system map. You have to find it in navigation
Frameshift
on the
arm
site.
charging.
And it's a resource extraction site with no label.
3, 2,
It's called the mouse widget, Leon, and it's fantastic. Polar Brisky helped me find it a couple sessions ago, and it's changed my life.
Yeah.
So much easier to play with the little dot.
Find it in maybe graphics, maybe controls. Yeah. But Google like Elite Dangerous Mouse widget and
I see. That still counts as being
so
too
you may
close.
want to turn upside down so the ring is above you. And then kind of veer away from the ring because it's currently slowing you down and kind of make a big arc back into it.
Okay, should I drop my nav lock? Because it keeps dropping me when I don't want to.
You could turn it off. I'm at the site now, so it might help. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it just dropped me off right now, and I think I'm way too far away from it still. Well, we'll see.
Okay. So you're pretty close to it, but yeah, not quite there.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2,
I love how all the
engage.
we're in the same planet in the same system, but because we're in a different part of a ring, this site feels entirely different.
Mm-hmm. Now you said I can just like collide with the ring. And that's the best way to do it.
But you want to drop onto the site, because colliding with the ring
Oh, it won't take us to the
will
instance.
drop you in kind of a random location. Right, you want to get in the instance. Now you could, the instance isn't special. You could drop onto the ring and actually fly to it in real space. That would work.
Okay.
But if you try flying to the ring, your error bars might be 200 kilometers. So it'll take you several minutes
Oh, okay, sure.
to get there. Does that make sense? Like, your computer is more accurate than you are.
But this isn't like a special quest instance like what we get from like the black box delivery where there's only
Any
one
other
instance.
person could drop in. Yeah,
Gotcha.
this is a shared instance. It's not really an instance. It's just
Sure.
normal space part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that traveling in normal space is slow.
Alright, so I see tons of ships everywhere, but I don't see any lasers yet. Is it still worth trying to scan stuff if I don't see lasers?
Yep. I suspect we'll see lasers. So the other thing is, because of the server architecture, this instance didn't exist until we dropped into it, and then it spawned a bunch of NPCs for us. And so it might take a while until they start fighting, or until pirates drop in.
Okay, that makes sense. That's what I was trying to understand with it being a shared instance. But there's no reason for them to be simulating these fights all throughout the galaxy if there's nobody here.
Correct. And the other thing that means is if you get a boring one, you can just hop out to Super Cruise.
Oh,
and then
interesting.
Hop back in. You can kind of refresh the instance. I'm doubting we'll need to do that, but it used to be very common. Before they had like high and low and hazardous sites, they just had one site. And so when you dropped in, it would kind of pick the size of the ships that were going to be there. So you would keep jumping in and out until you got one with large ships that were worth a lot.
So far everyone here appears to be clean.
Yeah, this is not...
Wait, I see one that's wanted. Where'd it go? Do you have it targeted? I tapped past it by accident.
Oh, I see it. It's an adder. Oh, and it's in a wing, so there are two of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you target it? Because I'm not right now.
I think it's died.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
heading towards where I last saw it.
Getting better
Okay,
at the tap target.
I got it.
You got it? Okay. Hold on.
Yep.
Coming.
And I am scanning it.
Serious security.
Yep. And I'm actually going to switch, I think, to the other one, because the other one is dying first. If I can find it. Maybe I can't. I guess we'll just kill that one. And so, if you wanted to save ammo or weapons, you could use lasers to bring down his shields, and then multi-cannons to bring down his hull.
Multi-cannons don't help with the shields.
They do. They just don't do as much. They do, like, say, 70% damage to shields or something. I would honestly just shoot them all the time. The reason to conserve them is if you didn't have a big enough power distributor to fire everything constantly, but I think you probably do.
Is this dude trying to run away?
He is.
Interesting.
He knows he's dying, and he ran away.
Interesting. Okay.
The NPC AI can actually be really good in this game. Wow. Wow. We got way far above the field.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks really pretty up here. Okay, I see a wanted scout.
Coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. He's killing an innocent little miner.
That's rude.
Fear not, justice shall rain down upon him.
Okay, I see he's pink now. I gotta get close enough to him, though. He's like 4 kilometers from me.
Yep. So I just tagged him so that he would start focusing on me instead of the innocent miner.
Gotcha.
So let me know when you've tagged him.
Yeah, I think I got him, but my target dropped for some reason. There we go.
Yep. So he went to silent running, which means he turned off all sources of heat so that your infrared targeting system couldn't see him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's good, but you can do that and also fry your ship.
Oh, wow.
There's no way to exhaust heat.
Oh, it's like the stealth systems on the Normandy in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool, 39,000 credits.
Yep. Winning.
And this is giving me Federation rep too, you said, each time we turn these in? This,
Yep. So it will give you rep with the local faction.
it's in control.
And the biggest local faction here is aligned to the Federation.
Gotcha. Is it a comparable amount of rep per turn-in to, like, doing a hauling mission?
I don't know. So you could go off to the status on the side, and we could see. I can't.
Status. Rep.
Yeah, so you can see that the little orange up arrow under reputation. We're earning reputation with those two factions. Now I'm not sure how fast we'll earn it.
I'm at 57% now, so I guess I could just... Will we know when we kill the bounty or when we turn it in?
When we turn it in. So
Okay.
you're not earning rep until you turn in the bounties. Only turning in helps.
Gotcha.
One
I
of
see.
the like very simulation-esque aspects of the game, I feel, as opposed to arcadey.
Right, right. Where you're just getting credits.
Why would anybody give you credits in the middle of space? Do you think they could beam that to you over a radio?
I could use a credit card or something.
Why, yes.
Yes, absolutely. That seems really trivial to do. There's police here. They're probably connected to the network.
That's crazy. The station is 1 light second away. It'll take forever to get that data back. So the other thing I can do is when I am being scanned, I know that either the cops are interested in me or there's a pirate near me. Unfortunately, that time it was the feds, so it won't help us. But I did find a wanted wing over here.
Oh, I'm coming.
David Aubrey.
David Aubrey. Okay. And you're scanning now?
Yep. And scan complete.
Under attack.
And if you look closely, you can notice that the beam lasers draw trails across his ship and leave glowing specks of metal.
That's cool.
And I guess if you were really cool and had fixed lasers, you could probably like write a message to.
That's awesome. High skill cap. No, there's someone else attacking me. Where are they?
Yep. So that was the guy in a wing with him. I've got him targeted now.
Okay, hold on.
The thing you want to learn for that is A down targets your highest threat. So if anybody's shooting you, A down should target them.
Gotcha. Will my shields come back here before we fight another one?
Yep. And if you want to see how many bounties you've currently got, you can go over to your transactions tab, and it'll show you all the bounties. So
Oh, okay.
right now I've got about 70,000.
Yeah, I only have 4 in my list, because I missed a couple of those, but gotcha. I missed the second guy in the wing after my shields got up. I decided to fly away rather than try to tag him.
So I think this is another example of, it's not entirely chill gameplay, but when me and my friends started playing this a year ago, we would spend like 3 or 4 hours in an evening just doing this, usually in a somewhat higher hazard zone if we could find it. But it was really fun because we tried taking on like bigger and bigger ships, and you just earn money. And it's also got a little bit of that Dark Souls aspect, like you can keep carrying bounties, but
eventually,
you gotta go turn them in before you die.
right? That makes sense.
And especially when you used to have to find a good instance, we'd actually take turns going in and turning in our bounties, so that we'd always have somebody left in the instance, so that we wouldn't despawn.
That makes sense. Yeah. No, I could see this being a lot of fun. Like, at what point can you buy everything? And like, why are you still playing to rank up at that point once you have one of every ship?
I play because it's fun. So it's very hard to get to the point where you can literally buy everything. I got to the point where I think I have somewhere around, let me check my value, but it's around, I think 600 million credits of assets. Yeah. So I have the biggest trading ship in the game. I don't have the biggest combat ship because I don't like the giant. It's just too slow and fat. But like if I earned more money, I'd be able to have it and I could actually try it out. I've never tried it out because buying it and then selling it, even a 10% on that would cost like 30 million.
Okay, I see.
But yeah, you could still play to rank up. A lot of people get involved in the background simulation. So these factions that we're helping, you can do missions for them and help expand them across the galaxy. So these are the tiny factions. So they're not going to take over like 200 star systems like the big one is. Oh, you found somebody. But people will adopt factions, or player groups will, and like I've worked with the Alliance Elite Diplomatic Corps, which is a player group, and they are currently in like 12 systems, and they've been working on spreading their faction, which is the Wolf 406 Transport Company, for like 2 years.
Wow.
They've managed to get them from 1 star to 14 stars.
That's cool.
Yeah. You could also, like, people will just do exploration forever, and explorers generally don't care about having the biggest ship at all. All they want is to find cool new stuff.
Sure.
Same thing with, like, people will do fuel ratting, just for the coolness of it, because you don't get anything from doing it. But if you reach the biggest ship in the game, and you haven't found something you like doing in the game, you should just, like, quit and go home.
Sure. Well, I guess I was phrasing the question in the way of, like, you know, Minecraft, there's a finite number of minerals you can find and, like, enemies you can encounter. Like, once you've fought the Ender Dragon, you've pretty much seen the game. And there's plenty of reason to keep playing it after you've done that, but I'm curious, like, what's the economy of content at that point? Like, is it getting all of the ships? Is it getting an obscene amount of credits? Like, when have you seen just about everything?
There are people that have, like, 5 billion credits. I don't quite see the point. Like, sure, you can do that. What are you going to do with them? Who knows? but you basically find something you enjoy doing and do it.
Sure.
It does take a stupid amount of time to rank up with everything, because you've basically got money, which gets you stuff, and you've got Empire and Federation rep, which takes a while, and you do need that to unlock the best ships. So like the best cargo ship is an Imperial ship, and you have to reach Duke with them to get it. And with the Federation, you have to reach some stupidly high Federation Navy level as well. And then you could go for elite ranks for exploration and trading and combat. And so I have the largest ship in the game and stuff, and I still am like 2 ranks away from elite on every single one of those.
Wow. So how many people are elite and everything? Is it actually fairly rare?
I guess it's in the hundreds, maybe.
Okay.
Like it's you have to be crazy and dump probably close to 1,000 hours in game, I would guess.
Wow.
At least several hundred to get triple elite, and that's even if you're like grinding and doing it optimally without playing with a group or something.
Sure, makes sense.
And then I don't know. There's also the engineers, which were added in Horizons, and you can rep up with them, and they'll get you bigger and bigger boosts. I basically repped up with the 3 that I needed for racing equipment, but if I wanted to do like serious combat, especially PvP, I would need to rep up with like 5 more engineers. So there's a lot of stuff you could do to burn time. I think a lot of the worst complaints in the game come from people who just do that without trying to find fun. I know.
Sure, they're like, no, I know what you mean, but you're like, wait, this is really all that Minecraft is about? Like, Minecraft is just getting to Diamond and fighting the Ender Dragon? It's like, no, not really. Like, it's not why you play Minecraft, buddy.
Well, and like Terraria is a lot about progression, but you will either beat it, at which point, cool, you did it, or you will start building things, at which point you get your enjoyment from that.
I keep getting almost close enough to be able to scan something and it just disappears. I'm guessing it's because it got shot to death.
Yeah, there's some guy way out here with, there's some Fed who's shooting at something, and I can't see the something he's shooting at, which is kind of strange.
Oh, there's one that's wanted.
Oh, excellent. I will head back towards you.
Now, sometimes I'll see that something I'm looking at is being scanned and then it shows wanted. Does that mean that the feds scanned it?
What do you mean by being scanned?
So, like, I'll target it and it will say scanning in the bottom left corner, even though I'm not physically scanning it.
Yeah, so this is where the game systems are a bit opaque. So there are 2 types of scans. Your automatic scan, and that's actually you scanning it. Just by targeting something and having it in front of you, your ship will do an automatic scan.
Okay, alright. I thought that was you or someone else.
No, that's you. That doesn't show you bonus bounties, though. If you use your kill warrant scanner, you can find essentially hidden bounties. It's kind of weird. But there's essentially your automatic scan and your deep scan. So you can scan them for bounties, you can get a special scanner to scan their cargo manifest. I'm not sure what else you can do. Oh, there's a lot of combat below us. You've got them targeted already, okay. No!
I'm not getting the people in time. Stuff's getting destroyed way too fast.
It would be really nice. I think I've thought about this playing with you, because I know every ship in the game, and when I just see a name, I know roughly how big it is and what its capabilities are. But that took a lot of playing. It would be nice if they maybe listed like the tonnage of the ship on the side, so you could at least have a rough idea.
Right. And I could see people being mad about that. Like, I was talking about this with Smash Brothers, right? Smash Brothers Melee, and like people saying, "Oh, you're part of the fraternity. You've been hazed. You've had to learn how to wave dash. So everyone needs to learn how to wave that's how we did it before. So I could see people saying, "Oh no, that's part of the fun is learning what all the ships are." Shouldn't just tell that to you.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's where just telling you the tonnage of the ship would be kind of interesting, because you could have a huge Type 9, and the Type 9 is just a trader. Like, it can't hurt you at all. And you could also have a comparatively small ship, like the Federal Assault ship is 1/8 the size of a Type 9, but it can pack a lot more punch because it's combat oriented. So it wouldn't tell you everything. Like, I don't think giving somebody a combat rating of a ship would be that great. But just giving them a tonnage would enable them to have an idea of, like, this thing is huge, this thing is small. Because sometimes it's hard to get that scale in space.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have that scale at all for any of the ships we've fought at all. Like you said, anacondas are huge, and I think I've flown past an anaconda before, and I just never have gotten close enough to appreciate the difference.
So if you can target me, come over here.
Yeah.
And I'll fly up next to this Type 7, which is a medium-sized ship. It's maybe a quarter of the size of an anaconda. And you'll be able to see the rough comparison. And the Eagle that we're flying it's fairly large. Like, it's maybe slightly larger than an F-18, if that rings a bell.
Coming. Yeah, exactly, Propagable. I don't like it, but I've definitely done the same. Like, when I play Minecraft, I do, like, the non-clinical OCD thing and just, like, clear a flat... It's not fun at all, apparently, but it's soothing for me to just go through and just clear out a flat area and then never actually build anything on it. Interestingly, you would think that this combat would be a lot more, like, exciting for me, but this is, like, the most bored I've been in Elite so far. Like, I don't know why, because, like, the hauling, you think, okay, you're just, like, picking up a thing and then flying it there and then dropping it off, but for some reason, maybe it's just because of how grindy this feels, you know? Because it's, you're waiting for things to pop. I've done this in World of Warcraft before, right? You get a thing to spawn, you kill it as soon as it pops, if it drops or something. Oh, I see how big it is compared to your ship.
Yeah, and so that's a medium-sized ship. So the Anaconda is 4 to 6 times as big as
Holy shit. Okay, that's good. That's good context.
Actually, maybe next session I'll go... How much more time do we have? Yeah, we don't have enough time. But next session, I'll go and get my my Imperial Cutter, which is one of the largest ships in the game, and you can just see how that compares.
Yeah, that'll be cool. No, then, and let me be clear, like, I'm not complaining about doing this. Like, this whole time we've been doing the hauling missions, like, man, I bet the combat in this game is where it's at. I feel like I'm missing out by just doing the space trucking. Like, no, the space trucking is actually pretty sweet. Like,
I love space trucking.
I could see maybe, like, doing the assassination missions or something where you are going to new places, Six Gun is saying, would help. But they sound like they're super hard for at least my level of ability right now, right?
Yeah. So the combat we're doing is... The combat itself is also pretty boring. It's basically just point your ship and shoot. And there are so many police that you don't really have to evade. If that makes sense.
Right.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, you're relying on the police to wrap them up, and you're just trying to get as many tags as you can. It's like you're being power leveled. You know, you got a friend that's rocking everything.
And that's why, like, going to higher and higher zones or tackling bigger and bigger ships can lead to more fun. Another thing, I forgot, this was another fun combat that I did with other people. So if you get into the power play game, which is playing for the medium-sized factions, one of the things you'll do to knock down other people's factions is go to their systems and interdict people. So you're on the other end of the interdiction tether.
Okay.
And frequently you might be interdicting combat vessels, so you don't get the police. In fact, if the police show up, they're mad at you because you're killing their friends. And you're not in an asteroid field, so it's not as pretty, but you are... Why can't I use words? You are jousting with them, so you also might, like, if you have a few friends, you could start interdicting wings of NPCs, so you'll have 4 NPCs, and maybe it's you and 1 friend, so you actually have to fight pretty hard to beat them. Because even if they're in smaller ships, the fact that you can only shoot one at a time, I mean, it's like tag teaming bosses in Dark Souls.
Sure. Yeah, I see that in general, like, it feels like the ship fights are balanced around you going up against someone solo, right? Like, you have an ally that's flying around with you. Yeah, you just wreck shit.
Well, and that's why they added ship-launched fighters, so that traders could have a chance fighting against pirates. And even though the ship-launched fighters, they're smaller than an Eagle, they've got weapons that aren't quite that hard, but they're still really worth having, just because having that extra guy out there who's pinging away at that ship, it'll distract them. And if it doesn't distract them, they actually can do enough damage that they'll kill them. That sounds really crazy about Silent Hunter 3 6 gun. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I remember when I was like maybe 14, playing Silent Hunter 1 or 2 at a friend's house, and we were teenagers and just had no clue what was going on. I think we also didn't have it on realistic though, so it probably wasn't quite that bad. You will probably want to head back and turn in your bounties.
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 minutes?
That makes sense, just so that we're not running over time. I'm going to start moving in that direction now. I actually haven't seen any bounties or any new things pop up for a little while. But that just means that we got into a not as good of an instance as the one that we had that was low earlier in the ice field. Because that one seemed to have just lasers and shit going on everywhere, right?
Yeah, that's very strange. So I'm not sure, because this one doesn't have a label, I'm wondering if that's the problem. Kind of since they sorted them, I generally go to high or hazardous. But I'm kind of glad we tried the combat, and you found it boring.
No, it was fun. Now I know. I know exactly what I could be missing. And well, it'll be cool because you said the Cobra will have decent guns on it too, right? So if I get interdicted, I'm not screwed if you're not around.
Exactly.
How much money should I expect to need to have in order to upgrade to a Cobra, given that it's like 370?
Let me...
Because you said I need to upgrade it right away.
Do you want to start hauling with it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Let's go with Shielded Trader.
Yes, Ben, you're very clean. There really is an in-game slide rule. 600,000? Okay. Now, is that 600,000 assuming trading in everything on my Eagle, or...?
Yeah. Although, yeah, probably. I mean, with bounty hunting, especially if we went to a high one, you might be able to make 600,000 in half an hour. Because the high one will have much, it should at least have much larger ships.
I have never played Uplink before. What kind of game is it? I feel like I've heard of it, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Uplink is a hacking game. I feel it's about a decade old. It was made by the same people as DEFCON and Prison Architect. It's not entirely accurate, but it tries to feel accurate. So, like, you're running programs on a computer. You can only fit so many programs in your memory, and when you try and hack somebody else, they'll, like, try and trace the route back to you. And you can watch
cool.
that and try and disconnect your connection before they trace it all the way back, and so on.
That's neat.
It's really cool. I think you'd enjoy it. It also, if I recall, doesn't take that long to either beat or progress decently.
Sure. It's a cinematic simulation,
That's it, Leon. It tries to feel like it's cool and real. It isn't at all, but...
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think trying to make something like that realistic would be fundamentally unfun.
I feel there was some game that tried that. I can't remember. It wasn't very popular because of that. some people liked it. It was like one of those niche audiences, like Silent Hunter 3 realistic mode or something. You are trying to land at your docking pad. I will go find my docking pad.
Made me worry for a second there. If you get caught, they delete your save. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was a cool part of it. I think you can restart, but you do lose everything.
I like that you have to pull out your Ethernet cable. That's cool.
I don't think you have to pull out your actual Ethernet cable. I assume that Leon was just confused. Unless I'm very wrong about that, which is possible. So what you can do to check how much money you have is go to your status tab, and then within the status tab you should be able to tab over to statistics and see current assets.
Hold on one sec. Let me redeem all bounties. Remind me, where's my current assets again? Sorry?
Far right under your status, and if you flip over past reputation, past system status, past finance, you go to statistics.
791,000 and change.
There you go, yeah, so you'll be able to afford a Cobra next time.
Cool.
I am going to go buy it, so I will see you later.
Alright, later, man. See you around.
Cool.
Okay, so we got about another 14 minutes left here. I'm going to try to fly to a system where I can buy this Cobra, and I'll have Polar Brewski help me get it set up for next time. See if I can remember where we were last time. We're in Zoria, I think, right? Sounds right. So we're going to go to this station, we'll sign off there, and then we'll, whenever we get there, I'll just go ahead and get Knights of the Republic set up.
Landing gear retracted.
We play Knights of the Republic for 2 hours today and for 3 hours tomorrow. The Patreon support level for the month of December was 4 hours a day, but because I'm taking some time off for the holidays at the end of the month, I'll be increasing this stream to 5 hours for several days. So tomorrow, Friday, pretty much all of next week, and maybe like 1 or 2 more days after that should catch us up on hours.
Frame shift.
Keep an eye on the schedule if you're not 100% sure. Let's go. The plan for now is for Knights of the Republic to be in any free block that we have. So we might not play it too much next week. I'd like to do the Last Guardian when it comes out. We'll see how it goes at the midnight stream. I might give it a week for other people to play it, so I'm not spoiling it for people who are tuning in after the midnight stream. But that'll take up some time. I expect that because Eco and Shadow of the Colossus are both like 4 to 6 hour games, that The Last Guardian isn't super long, despite having been in development hell for over 10 years. I don't know if it's 10 years, but it's a really, really long time. If we figure out that it's fairly short, then I might just keep it on the schedule 1 day a week until we beat it, since I'm pretty excited about playing it. Shadow of the Colossus is among my favorite games of all time. It's definitely one that I tell people is kind of mandatory. Whether you like the genre or not, you really should play it. It's awesome. Definitely has one of the best, if not the best, atmospheres in a game like that, where it makes you feel feelings just based on the gameplay alone and not through like cutscenes. Doesn't beat you over the head over what it's all about. Yeah. There's an ancient Penny Arcade comic, like, I should see what year the Penny Arcade comic is for. It should tell us how long Last Guardian's been in development hell. Google it real quick. It's completely on point. We'll see what actually ends up happening with the game, but... Come on. Come on. Oh, I see him in the gravity well. If I hadn't overshot it, we wouldn't be having this problem, I guess. Damn it, gravity! Yeah. So this comic is from 2009. Talking about this game way before it ever got released. Okay, 100% agree with their thoughts on that. But I still am excited to play it.
This is Flight Operations Department. Please comply with established docking procedures, Commander.
Yeah. Requesting docking.
Request approved. Set down on landing pad 2-1.
2-1. Let's slow it way down. It's not easy to break in this game. That's right, space. That is by far my fastest, like, toaster station approach.
Speed to 100.
I'm on it. Calm down. Ended up going in way too fast, though, after that. I was feeling pretty good about it at first. Oops. Loitering infraction.
Loitering is a breach of flight regulations, Commander. Clear this area now.
I'm on it. I'm sorry. It was an accident. Didn't mean it. That probably warrants a student driver sound effect. Here I was all proud for approaching a station quickly, and then I slam into the walls.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh, I felt like I had that. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some something in it. There we go. Nice. That'll be a perfect stopping point. Make sure I don't have anything else to turn in here.
Contact clear to disembark.
Do I have to, like, pay my fines or something?
Commander.
Assume they don't bill me for that directly. Okay, no legacy fines. Gotcha. Thanks, folks. We'll wrap up a little bit early. I'll take a short break to switch over to Knights of the Republic. We'll see you soon.